You guys have inspired me. I think the ultimate villain that is going to really surprise everyone is a sober Johnny Depp, I think.
Open your mouth, prepare your tongue, because you're about to get a taste.
I cannot believe we've gone 12 episodes without me being able to talk about Final Fantasy.
Well, I know the doll is bad, so I gotta think the Dusty Balloon is less bad.
I mean, if all life everywhere ends, what have I lost?
Facial hair as a theme is not something I ever would have chosen.
So yeah, that's the one that Rock is just sweaty the whole time.
Yeah.
He's got that good pointy Jafar beard.
I've got 3 pages of AMA citations. Welcome to Debate This, the show where no one is right, but someone is definitely wrong. In this podcast, we take time out of our busy adult lives to argue over the important things like comics, video games, and whether or not Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the proper anime adaptation of the original manga. It absolutely for sure is. No one can say otherwise.
I don't even know what that is to have an argument
I know,
with you.
bud. I know, bud. You might be asking yourself, why are we talking about anime? Well, boys, the wait is finally over. In just a few short weeks, Kingdom Hearts 3 will be here. And with it, more spiky hair, more melodrama, and more zippers than any one man can dream. For the 4 of you out there, and Matt, who do not know what Kingdom Hearts is, it is the inexplicable mashup of Disney franchises and Final Fantasy characters.
And zippers.
And
I didn't realize until you wrote that
So
that this
many
is
zippers.
it's like literally the international game of Tripp pants.
It's like if Jinko jeans made full outfits.
Oh
I
man.
haven't heard the term trip pants in a while.
So we're gonna talk about Kingdom Hearts, and to celebrate the upcoming release of Kingdom Hearts 3, I've asked the guys to prepare some Frankenstein's creations of their own. So we'll get into that, but first let me introduce today's panel. We've got Matt, Heart of the Cards Cole. We've got Kyle, Shadow Clone Jutsu Harper, and Todd, Notice Me Senpai Thomas. Now, those are the usual players, but what's way more exciting than these fools is we have a special guest joining us today. It's Alex Clark.
That's right. Alex Trip Pants Clark here. Ready to debate.
Alex Trip Pants Clark is so excited about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Alex is joining us. He's a comedian and YouTuber. He writes, animates, provides voices for his cartoons. His stuff's really great. It's all on YouTube at, what is it again?
YouTube.com/It's Alex Clark.
Awesome. And you're coming to Columbus, right?
I am. We're doing 21 cities across the U.S. and Canada with a stand-up tour. It's going to be awesome.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. So when are you going to be in Columbus?
That is a great question. Let me look that.
I should have been ready.
I was too busy figuring out my Kingdom Hearts universe. Hold on.
This is where the sausage is made, guys.
If you are listening right now and waiting for my answer, you could just go to itsalexclark.com and find the answer for yourself. But it looks like, it's my birthday. I'm going to be in Columbus on my birthday.
Oh,
Hey!
You need to tell people what that date is, because not everyone knows what your
Just
birthday
the
is.
people that know when my birthday is.
wow. All right, so we're going to leave it at there. If you know, those of you who know Alex Clark's birthday, come on down to
February.
Columbus and check him out.
It's February. Isn't Columbus the city with really good? There's like a pizza slice truck.
You came
Yeah.
so close to saying the date, and yes, it's Mikey's Late Night Slice.
Yes, Mikey's Late Night Slice.
You're still not answering the question.
If you go to Mikey's Late Night Slice on my birthday, I
Yep.
will be there.
You know what?
And
Just show up to Mikey's Late Night Slice. Just start screaming Alex Clark. He will appear. You might
I will
take a
tell
couple
you what
minutes.
time and the date the show is at Mikey's Late Night Slice.
If you're there, the date of the show.
February 1st. I'll see you guys there.
February 1st. All right, check it out. It's alexclark.com.
Thanks for having me. This is gonna be fun.
The joke, actually, we've lied to you. We're only going to talk about pants today. So I'm glad that you fully embrace this.
I'm ready. I got you want to talk corduroy, denim, jean, pre-ripped, not ripped,
Faded and acid washed.
Keep
Only
going.
the acid
No, you're
wash.
on your own. Keep going.
and we got to leave time for if you guys go commando or not. These are the
Ooh.
things.
Ooh. Maybe that's
you
that's
guessed
the
Andrew's
super secret bonus.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guessed Andrew's super secret question, so that's ruined.
Hey, Alex, so what is your background with the Kingdom Hearts franchise? Are you super familiar?
I would say I'm 50% familiar, but I've not played it in a while.
Mhm.
It's a great game. I played it as a kid, but not a lot, and I know the internet's on fire about it. So
Yeah.
I'm pumped to hear what these mashups.
Well, they've been waiting like
Yeah.
a decade for this
Oh,
game
yeah.
to come out. So yeah.
I know.
More than that.
Kingdom Hearts 2 was on PS2, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about 20 years ago. So now
Yeah.
you've got a situation where a bunch of 30-somethings are freaking out about Mickey Mouse clashing swords with
Yeah.
freaking Cloud Strife.
I imagine some of them are pissed off that the sword isn't the right shape or something like that.
Oh, it's never the right shape, my friend.
You got to stop that. You're going to alienate our crowd here, Alex.
All right, well, let's get into it. So, Alex, the way this is going to go is we do like 3 prompts. So, for the first one, we'll just introduce your mashup, and then we'll kind of put your mashup in different situations, and then we'll conclude with the super secret bonus question, and then we'll end today by determining a winner.
Great.
So, boys, the thing that makes a new Kingdom Hearts game so exciting is the prospect of walking. And remember, this is a bunch of 30-somethings talking about this. I just want to couch that in the back of your all's mind.
Stop it.
I just want to put out there I'm a young 30-something.
Fair enough.
Well, Matt was only born in what, 2008, right?
You know, I don't appreciate
that's
these
true.
jokes.
That's true. Matt, you probably were watching like House of Mouse when Kingdom Hearts came out.
I remember the Mickey Mouse Club. Thank you very much.
The new Mickey Mouse Club.
I don't
outta
want to
here.
talk about who was in it when I watched it.
Was Britney Spears in it? Was it that?
I think it was
That
later
long
than
ago?
that. I think it was
It's
like
gonna be
Selena
later.
Gomez.
It's like Justin Timberlake.
All
All right, let's go
Justin
on
Bieber.
with the first question. Enough of this, please. Thank you.
He actually just turned it off.
Do you know what zipper pants or trip pants are?
I do. I have kind of a disgraceful amount of them in a closet somewhere in middle school, I'm sure.
I want to talk about anything other than zipper pants.
Well, you're in the wrong podcast today, Todd.
Matt, a disgraceful amount of zipper pants, Cole.
Please don't. Please don't.
All right. So let's get into it. What makes Kingdom Hearts so exciting is the idea, the prospect of being able to walk around these familiar Disney worlds with a big old anime sword and spiky hair. More than 7-8 games later, this is an easy way to print money. We've seen that very, very clearly. So we're gonna build our own copycat game. So what I want for each of you to do is to pitch me a new franchise that we can mash together with an existing Disney property, and let's remove Marvel and Star Wars for now because that makes it too complicated. Give me 1, your game's main protagonist, and then 2, their supporting cast of party members. So who is their Sora and their Donald and Goofy?
All right. So, it was another sleepy afternoon in Radiator Springs when the asteroid crashed into Mater's junkyard. That's right, folks. We're talking about cars today because that was one of the last Disney movies that I was super into. And when
Because he was 8.
Stop.
It's really because we've all seen the giant poster of Larry the Cable Guy on your wall, Matt. It's fine.
Big fan.
Exactly.
Matt's one sentence in, and all I can think about is Mater, aka Larry the Cable Guy, wielding a giant ass sword and fighting Decepticons.
You're
But
damn
continue.
right he does. We get back to that. So, when Mater stumbles into the remains of his garage, he finds the Allspark, life source for all creatures of Cybertron. After kicking the Allspark, as Mater would with a tire, I guess, Mater begins to levitate and change as his eyes glow a bright blue. In an epic Michael Bay-esque cutscene, we see our goofy tow truck stand on 2 legs, reach his arms up in a massive stretch, scratch his exposed belly button, and crack open a can of oil like it was a can of light beer. Mater has become an Autobot who strangely resembles Larry the Cable Guy, and now he, Lightning
Gross.
McQueen, Bumblebee, and Sally must protect the Allspark from the Decepticons and return it to the planet of Cybertron.
I don't know why, but that was I just feel sticky. Like that was a very
So
very
you sit here
gross
and you
synopsis.
want to critique what Matt just said, but you're like, no, that is a Transformers movie. That's
Yeah.
a Michael Bay Transformers movie.
Yeah, 100%. If Larry the Cable Guy voiced Optimus Prime, this is what I built for you today.
I don't think I would bat an eye, to be fair.
I live in LA. I actually auditioned for this movie yesterday. I didn't get the part. They said I wasn't good enough.
Oh, damn
Drink more light beer.
They said I wasn't sticky enough.
If I had a nickel.
You didn't have that sheen, that 3-day-old sweat sheen on you.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle,
All right. So
what do you got?
So today I'm presenting you guys with Assassin's Creed: Rise of the Black Pearl. So we are going to return to the world explored in Assassin's Creed Black Flag and join back up with Edward Kenway, and he is going to team up with Captain Jack Sparrow and his first mate Barbossa, and they are going to try. It's going to be the prequel to the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and they are going to find the Black Pearl. They're gonna team up for different reasons, but with the same goal: finding the Black Pearl and that treasure that makes you immortal. They're gonna have to follow the mumbly clues given to you by a drunken Johnny Depp playing Captain Jack Sparrow again. We're gonna run into some great myths and legends and do some cool assassin stuff, as well as bring back that sail the high seas gameplay everyone loved from Black Flag.
What I love you first and then me.
Okay,
Go.
yeah, no, so there is something very important to me about the image of Michael Fassbender and Johnny Depp being in this movie together. And Michael Fassbender as the assassin and Johnny Depp as the same person Johnny Depp has been since the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie came out, because he's never been
said
anyone
movie.
other
This
than...
is a video game. Don't forget what we're doing here.
Well, I'm aware, but like
still.
I'm looking at future franchises and how disastrous this is
These are
gonna
all
be.
becoming movies.
The lines are certainly blurred.
We're making all the money with this new franchise we've concocted. We've got movie deals lined up already. It's gonna be big, guys. You have no idea.
So that's my thought too. When you said that Johnny Depp, voicing his character, like Johnny Depp is gonna say yes to this.
Oh yeah,
because Johnny Depp's not saying no to anything. Like, other than the Crimes of Grindelwald, what else has he had on the docket other than than Pirates of the Caribbean?
Mordecai
movies?
2.
The what?
Exactly.
Did that happen?
No, it didn't. But just wait. Wait till Johnny Depp needs another yacht, and we'll see it.
Oh, gross.
Isn't he like super broke? I keep hearing that.
He is not responsible with his money. There was a news story
He doesn't need to be.
No.
He's printing money with these pirates.
There was a news story a few years ago about how he spent like $50,000 on booze in 1 year or something obscene like
Really?
that. Yeah.
That's miraculous.
Yeah. He also gets all his lines fed to him on set. Like, he wears an earpiece and gets all his lines fed to him because he is either
No wonder he only plays characters that could be drunk.
yeah. He's
What's my line?
he goes real method for Captain Jack Sparrow.
Jesus.
Wow. All right. Interesting. Cool. Todd, what do you got for us?
Yeah, sure. So I have chosen to forcefully merge the worlds of The Nightmare Before Christmas and the Silent Hill series. So my mashup follows...
Just to make it more Christmassy.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be real good. So my mashup follows construction worker Buck Pendleton, who you might as well just call him Joe Everyman, because he's a blue collar construction supervisor who's driving his son Bo to visit relatives in Maine and to see the fall leaves. So upon passing Silent Hill, Maine city limits, like every other Silent Hill game ever, Buck loses control of the car and smashes into a tree that is thoroughly decorated with a large painted pumpkin on it, oddly enough.
Oh.
So the game ends up being Buck must now find his son in the spooky town of Silent Hill, filled with spooky fog and spooky Halloween decorations and some of the most horrifying claymation monsters ever created. Along the way, Buck's gonna cross paths with Zero the Ghost Dog, a possibly reformed Oogie Boogie Man, the whimsical unicycle riding clown with the tearaway face, the mayor of Halloween Town, but definitely not Lock, Shock, and Barrel. They are not good guys. He's definitely not going to team up with them.
So I have an important question here. Is this...
Yeah, does it involve the clown with the tearaway face?
It does not involve the clown with the tearaway
Oh, okay.
face. No. So is this the mayor from Nightmare Before Christmas, or is this the mayor of Halloween Town from Disney Channel original movie classic Halloween Town?
So
A very important distinction to make.
I asked that same question to myself, but the reality is, so the actual like town in Nightmare Before Christmas is Halloween Town, which is very like kind of like I didn't fully think about that. But yeah, this is not the mayor of the Disney Channel made-for-TV movie Halloween Town.
The DCOM Halloween Town, but
yeah, not that one.
So my question for you, Todd, is were you able to get Danny Elfman to A, reprise his role as Jack Skellington, and B, write some new songs for your video game horror musical mashup?
So Kingdom Hearts already did Nightmare Before Christmas, and so I'm just leaving Jack Skellington out of this one. You know, he's not part of this rodeo.
Bold move.
We don't need him.
Bold choice.
We've got a deep roster. The bench is deep. I didn't even bring up the zombie trio of musicians. That sax player.
They're vampires. Yeah. Thank you very much.
No, there is a quartet of vampires and a trio of zombie musicians. I did the research.
Oh man, longtime listeners to Debate This will note that there is always a murder house or some sort of murder town. We try in every episode to incorporate some sort of murder town.
Not
so thank
on
you, Todd,
purpose,
for.
but it just works out that way.
I think it's kind of on purpose now.
I'm giving the listeners what they want.
All right, Alex, you have any murder towns for us?
No, I've got goldfish.
Well, you've got my attention.
Murderous goldfish. It's Finding Nemo meets the Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
Nice.
Nemo is a teenager now, wanting to impress his girlfriend Tabby, and by taking her on her dream vacation, she's always wanted to go to New York City, right?
Sure.
To get a pair of Tripp pants there. The original location in New York City.
That's where you go for Tripp pants. Anything else is just not worth it.
Yeah. So having new faith in his son, his dad, Marlin, agrees to send them on their way, and soon after, Marlin tells his turtle friend Crush. You remember Crush from the original Nemo movies?
Oh,
right?
Is that the
Yeah.
like surfer dude?
Yeah.
The surfer
Yeah.
dude.
The
So
turtles.
obviously, Crush freaks out because all he's heard of New York is that these mutant turtles live there that are monsters, and they're out to kill everybody. Not knowing that the Ninja Turtles are actually the nicest dudes ever. And so Marlin begins his journey to go save him. Meanwhile, in New York, the turtles actually need Nemo to face off with their biggest enemy yet, Plankton, the smallest villain of all time.
Good.
Because Nemo's the only one small enough to battle Plankton.
Is there
his
going
natural
to be
enemy.
a training montage at one point? Please say yes.
Oh yes, 100%. They set up an obstacle course with pizza slices, and Nemo has to jump over them.
He's still
I'm
a
so
fish,
down for
though,
that.
right? Like
He's. Oh, that's a good point. He should mutate.
holes in your argument on question one, but
Hey, bud, this
he
is your
should-
game. You can be whatever you want it to be.
He should mutate into something.
He's a teenage mutant ninja fish now.
yeah.
Yeah. He
Oh,
gets.
hell yeah.
He gets oozed into like a starfish or something. Memorable.
More fish. Just he's just more of it.
Maybe he gets mutated into a zipper. The zipper of the pants.
Good.
Whew, all right.
And they I'm loving this. So Plankton buys some zipper pants. Nemo gets mutated into the zipper on the pants. And
Boy.
A surprise attack zips it too tight and makes Plankton explode.
Coming at your pants first, like a real hero.
Step 3, profit.
Tetsuya Nomura would be very proud with all of those zippers.
Yeah, there's no more keyblades. There's zippers.
Just zippers.
Kingdom Hearts 4, just zippers. All right. So let's go back to Kingdom Hearts. So the whole premise behind Kingdom Hearts, as silly as it is, it mashes all the different Disney movies together under the premise that this big bad is, kind of swallowing up the different worlds. So that big bad is called the Heartless, because this is a game for children and they can't say anything that's actually dangerous or bad.
Anything too scary.
Yeah, it can't be. There can't actually be swords. That's why they're keys. So we need some ridiculous way to explain why all of these different universes are now coming together. So what is your army of evil that's taking over and mistakenly mashing everything together?
Let me prep for my best Larry the Cable Guy impression.
No.
Nope.
Well, that there Allspark's a very important piece of space junk. Everyone wants some. The Autobots, the Decepticons, the U.S. government, everybody. They're all after the Allspark. And after the Allspark began sending its beacon out across the world, all of the Autobots and Decepticons on Earth began to converge on Radiator Springs. Unfortunately for everyone involved, that dumpy loser Starscream flew through the restricted airspace over Roswell on the way, and he alerted the feds, so now they're here too. Also, the Decepticons are turning cars into bipedal robots because reasons.
Why is it always Starscream? It's always Starscream.
Always. Even in the comics and like the original cartoon, it's always Starscream.
I mean, he's just that there's that tropey character of like the eternal screw up, and it's Starscream. It's always Starscream.
Right? It's like he somehow manages to be Zazu from The Lion King and Pinky from Pinky and the Brain all at the same time. It's miraculous.
Oh boy.
That's a pretty good pool.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Kyle, what's your big bad?
So our big bad is it's the Templars again. Like every Assassin's Creed game,
It's always the Templars.
We're trying to find an ancient Templar site known ominously as the Harbor. And the last known location of the map that would help us find the harbor was rumored to be on the Black Pearl. So Edward Kenway, I forget the name here. Edward Kenway is...
Wait, did you just forget the name of your own character?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Edward Kenway is trying to locate the Black Pearl, mostly to find this map and possibly have a better ship to travel to the harbor. And in searching for the Black Pearl, he runs into this misfit gang of pirates who want the Black Pearl for its fancy immortal treasure, and also to have a great ship with which to terrorize the seven seas. So they team up pretty early on in the game. The game's going to start out in Tortuga, the place Captain Jack always seems to find himself, and as long as our hero agrees to not take any of their treasure or interfere in their plans in any way, he's free to tag along and has the help of this band of pirates.
I'm not super familiar with this franchise. I only saw I think I saw the first. I just saw the first movie. How big is Tortuga?
It's just a port town in, I'm gonna not guess where, but somewhere in the Caribbean. Obviously, it's like the Tijuana kinda of its time.
Okay,
I think it's just like an isle. Like I don't think it's even a land mass. I'm sure it's a land mass. I don't think it's part of a larger land mass.
I mean, Michael Bolton saying about the Isle of Tortuga.
He did indeed.
That's true.
Maybe Michael Bolton is the big evil.
It's one of the islands of Haiti, and
Michael Bolton is an island of Haiti?
yes, surprisingly.
Oh, that's rad. The reason I asked Kyle is because I'm trying to think of. I don't think this island has a lot of good mini map potentials. And you need to have a map where you can put 1 million map icons because it's an Assassin's Creed game. So where are you going to do all the repetitive missions all over the?
Well, there are plenty of other islands in the Caribbean that we can put all the map icons on.
Okay, so your pitch is the Caribbean as a whole is our playground, not just.
Yes. This is gonna feel a lot like Wind Waker, where you're sailing everywhere.
Oh man,
Maybe they're shrunk down, and it's every palm tree on the island is a.
You do that weird hawk dive from every large palm tree.
Okay. Todd, who is your big bad evil villain?
Well, so when we're talking about what is kind of bringing these two things together, remember the tree they hit?
I do. Remember the tree
that was just oddly painted with the pumpkin.
It was. That's what you told me.
Yeah. So they hit it. And when they hit that was the portal to Halloween Town.
And a whole bunch of Halloween things came flying out.
Yeah. So furthermore, when Buck Pendleton rolled his 2018 Toyota Tacoma into it, the tree snapped in half and exploded the contents of Halloween Town all throughout Silent Hill, Maine. And that's just how this works, so don't get caught in the weeds with it, because I think that's how the physics of Halloween Town would work.
They're all pressurized inside the tree trunk. So as soon as the door...
Yep. Yep. And so with this, and the overarching themes here being that the monsters are now figuring out shades of morality while trying to scare humans. It's the one shared common bond. Psychological monsters like Pyramid Head from Silent Hill are becoming normalized and maybe like, running like a 24-hour like diner or something, because Pyramid Head's immortal and wouldn't ever need to sleep.
Oh,
And
his head would bash into everything and would like knock plates on the floor.
He would knock over all the spices.
Okay, there's a lot of ceiling room in his it's his first venture into being a business owner. Let's be nice to him. And so they're seeing that they don't have to be mindless killers, while other formerly harmless denizens of Halloween Town are now Breaking Bad. Evil is a spectrum in this world, and the lines are grayed here in a world where you receive item upgrades from a clown on a unicycle with a high-pitched voice. And at the core of all of this is the fate of Bo Pendleton, and that is what is going on.
What are the chances that Buck Pendleton is not a porn star name?
Zero.
Slim to none.
Absolute zero.
Because it super is, right?
My Google search history definitely says, like, dirty Texas oil baron names. And, like, Pendleton came up as one of them, and I was like, Buck sounds good. Like, that sounds great. I needed, like, a good, like, Southern cowboy name.
What are you looking these names up for?
Alex, you don't come to a man's podcast and start asking questions like that.
So my question is similar to Andrew's. What are the odds Buck Pendleton has a big bushy handlebar mustache
I think it's fair.
and aviators?
Yeah, he when he got out of his car, it's already foggy, and he pulled off the aviators and then put them back on
Yep.
anyway.
All right. I'm glad we're
This
on the same
movie
page.
adaptation is directed by Robert Rodriguez.
There you go.
How many parts does Danny Trejo play?
Well, which maybe he can play all 4 of the Vampire Quartet.
I want Danny
that'd be good.
Trejo as the waitress in the diner run by
Pyramid Head's Diner.
It's the Pyramid Head waiter. All right, Alex, who is your big bad that's uniting the Finding Nemo universe and the Turtles universe?
So, as I had something, but I'm changing it on the spot here. So as they attempted to take down Plankton with the trippy pants, did
With
not
zipper
work. with the
technology.
Yeah, Plankton. But the thing is, Plankton saw it coming, and he's weaponized an army of sentient yoga pants, which he's unleashing on the world. That when placed on a normal human, they become robotic zombies that bend to every whim of Plankton.
Wow.
I saw that episode of Jimmy Neutron.
I knew this was a thing. I knew it.
I was gonna say you just described Soul Cycle, which is a very popular spinning studio in California.
That's his ideal, that the whole world becomes a giant Soul Cycle class.
Oh god.
Hooks generators up to the bike, powers his big
yeah.
doomsday weapon. I see where you're going with this.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Well, that is a very, very scary reality.
I agree.
Speaking of nightmarish views, nightmarish realities, when I played the original Kingdom Hearts, the absolute greatest point is when right at the end of the game, you're at the last like hidden Hercules tournament, and you get the mystery boss, and you're like, oh man, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? And you hear, and then comes down Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII, and he's got the 8-foot-long katana, and he's got the one angel wing for whatever reason, and he looks so cool, and he's got so many zippers. Nothing got my 13-year-old brain more just ready to fucking go than
all
seeing
those
Sephiroth.
zippers.
And all those zippers. And seeing Sephiroth in full 3D, because we had never seen this before. And then hearing One Winged Angel playing in the background is so great. We need to generate that kind of just pure kid excitement for this game. That's what's really gonna get butts in seats. It's what's gonna sell copies day one. So to wrap this all up, tell me who your super awesome secret boss is that you're pulling in. Matt, go ahead.
Well, we've reached the launch site, the secret interstellar cannon atop Devil's Tower. As the sentient vehicles load the Allspark into the cannon, they hear an enormous noise as a shadow blocks the sun. they turn to see none other than Giltar, who is the bizarre amalgamation of Optimus Prime and Megatron, which is actually real. I looked. It's real. But more importantly,
is it more sad? Is it more sad that I didn't question at all that was real and just accepted that happened because I believed it?
Yeah.
You could be lying to my face, and it sounds exactly like the kind of BS they'd pull out of the 90s.
That is such a bad name.
It is. It's a terrible name. It's awful. But let me tell you, Giltar is not what matters here, because Giltar is piloted Gundam style by none other than actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Wait. Okay, I have so many questions.
Bring it on. Bring it to me. I'm ready.
Actually.
You just brought Shia LaBeouf back to life. I want.
Yeah.
Before we get saddled with a slander suit, what's the define actual cannibal?
Oh, Andrew hasn't seen the video.
Come on, Grandpa, get with the times.
No,
I haven't seen
Andrew's
the
the
video.
grandpa.
How have you? All right, well, we're gonna pause the podcast so you can catch up on that meme.
All right,
That's like 4 or 5 years old.
we'll put actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf in the show notes because I'm sure no one else has seen it.
No, it's a thing.
No, dude.
By the way, somewhere deep in his crypt, Shia LaBeouf's eyes just bolted open, and
We've said his name 3
he's
times.
been awakened.
He's on his way.
I think if you asked most people like what they know Shia LaBeouf for, they would, before anything, they would say cannibal at this point.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I think it's Holes, Transformers, and the actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf video.
See, I would have put the video where he just yells "Do it" and keeps flexing at the screen. That's pretty high on my list.
Yeah, like I would think that before at least.
I feel the need to point out or to say that when I first read your answers in the show notes, it took me longer than I care to admit to remember why Shia LaBeouf is relevant to the Transformers and or Cars. And then I remembered he was in 3 of the movies. So that happened.
There are plenty of things to forget from the first Transformers movie. Shia LaBeouf, that awful Linkin Park song, lots of things.
Oh, that Linkin Park song.
Just cross the new divide, baby.
That brings me back. Giltar is very bad, Matt. It's very, very bad.
Yeah, yep. Giltar's terrible.
Good pull. Bad.
Kyle, do a better. Please do a better.
So I didn't go with a big final boss. I went more with a cool, like, make your 13-year-old heart just like pound through your chest moment. The end of the game, like the build up to the very last fight is once you jump off all the palm trees and find all the pieces of the map and interpret all of Johnny Depp's garbled monologues. You will be rewarded by seeing your character as Captain of the Black Pearl, the fastest ship in the West Indies, name of Andrew's ska band in college.
No, my ska band's name was Morgan in a Blender. Get it right.
You'll spend the entire game like upgrading your ship and getting it fine-tuned to the best of your abilities with all the microtransactions you can afford, to be rewarded with the maxed stats. Oh God, Black Pearl had a real blank there for a second. You'll get to pilot the Black Pearl and just like literally run circles around every other ship in the game.
No, that's interesting, and I want to stop you right there because you said microtransactions, and that's basically all I heard. So now you've got my attention. So I feel like we should just move this conversation and just figure out how we're going to make more microtransactions. I don't really care what they are.
Oh, it's loot boxes for ship upgrades, and that's it.
They're all cosmetic, and it's to add zippers.
It's
on that.
just zippers.
Zipper DLC.
Your flag will look like the side of a Jinko jeans pocket.
All right. Well, you really played to my hand, Kyle. So I'll have to think about this one. I don't really remember much about what you said, but I like the last bit there about making more money.
Good. That's what I'm here for too.
Todd, other than Pyramid Head, who's our big scary supervillain?
Well, first off, to go back, Pyramid Head is just trying to run his regional Denny's out of Silent Hill, Maine. So you need to get off his ass.
Yeah, it's Pyramid Head and Machete. Didn't you know?
There you go.
God, I would see that movie in a heartbeat.
The buddy cop comedy Pyramid Head and
Oh
Machete.
my God. Just like them, like you could look with their backs to each other, but like Pyramid Head is just like gonk.
Well, I don't think Pyramid Head, does he talk? I don't think Pyramid Head talks.
No, he just kind of groans.
It's like a
Yeah.
Jay and Silent Bob buddy comedy.
But not at all. Well, so since the official big bad was whoever kidnapped your son, Bo, you'll soon learn to accept that Lock, Shock, and Barrel likely were the ones that kidnap him. And the entirety of this game features an uneasy alliance with Oogie Boogie Man as he provides cryptic guidance in finding your son, who again appears to have been kidnapped by his former minions and their sentient bathtub. However, the final act turns sharply when you find that the game's unicycle-riding shopkeeper ally, the clown with the tearaway face, is behind the kidnapping of your son and has played you so hard the entire time. The final battle features exploding autonomous unicycles as you and the rich baritone-voiced Oogie Boogie try to stop demon children from turning Bo into some weird claymation child monster who, to be fair, if it's going to go along with Lock, Shock, and Barrel, he's going to have some cool American Gladiator name like Nitro.
Wait, I have an important question, and that important question is Kidnap the Sandy Claus still in this game? Like, that song, is it included? Because if it's not, you lose.
No, I think that's DLC. So
now you're talking. I don't know about
the
what
whole
you were saying
DLC is
before.
Christmas themed.
Well, you got to buy the season pass. So this is gonna be like a late summer release, and then they're gonna do the first DLC like mid-November. So that gives people plenty of time to beat the vanilla game, just in time to be like, man, remember what made the old Nightmare Before Christmas good? And then they drop Sandy Claus, and then you're like, oh shit. All the nostalgia is making me just fork over all this internet money.
I'm really just imagining you, Todd, watching Nightmare Before Christmas on repeat to get all these references down pat. And Shannon is like packing her bags and like headed to her sister's house. Like she can't take it anymore.
Listen, I loved the shit out of this movie when I was younger, and I admittedly did some Googling to see like what were some of the B-list characters. And as soon as I found Clown with the tearaway face, all I can remember is like from the intro song goes, I am the clown with the tearaway face, and then I don't think he ever does anything ever again.
Nope.
And I'm like, that's pretty good.
I think he moves some exposition along, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. One thing I kind of got stuck on this before. Do y'all think in this game would be the clown with the tearaway pants?
Absolutely.
Can Alex talk about his part now, because I want to ignore what you said.
Hey, I'm the moderator here. Alex, give me my sweet underwater Sephiroth.
You guys have inspired me. I think the ultimate villain that is going to really surprise everyone is a sober Johnny Depp, I think.
It is a true surprise.
100% sober, never had a drink in his life, Johnny
But I don't
Depp.
think we have that kind of budget.
Listen, wait, real quick, Alex, does he still have half an arm full of bracelets?
And like 9 scarves on.
Yeah, he
or
does.
is it like one reasonable watch, like a movement watch?
Oh, no, he's an upright, respectable gentleman at this point. A guy that you want to be...
He's got like one, like a movement watch, and on the other wrist he's got like a Fitbit. Like that's all
yeah,
he's
exactly.
got.
Exactly. And reading glasses. He's got reading glasses and a sweater vest, which somehow is still fluffy underwater.
This came from picking up his prescription.
And what they find out is that he is dairy intolerant, and so the way they defeat him is by shoving their pizza down his throat. The Ninja Turtle pizza.
Boy.
All right.
It's quite the final battle, guys.
Yeah.
Well, you hit all the notes except for I'm not sure how we monetize this, but we can probably figure it out.
The
before the
toppings on the pizza. Everyone gets to pick what you have to pay extra for the toppings on your pizza.
No free toppings in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the bracelets on his arm, you pay for the extra.
A little paper bracelet. Okay.
Paper bracelet.
All right, so let's move on. We're gonna do our super secret bonus question to close out the discussion here. Now this one, boys, is a doozy. Now everyone knows Simple and Clean, Everyone knows Simple and Clean, even Matt. I know, Matt, you know Simple and Clean.
What are you talking about, huh?
I don't know
yeah.
what.
Simple and Clean is a banger. It's just that J-pop goodness, thanks to Ms. Hutada Hikaru.
Oh, wait, no, I'm 100% serious. Like, am I supposed to know what this is?
You've lost everyone who isn't
I'm pretty
you.
sure it's a
It's-
song in Kingdom Hearts.
That's
Yeah,
my guess.
it's the song When You Walk Away. Da, 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 da.
And all of our
How would
fans are
anyone know the
screaming
name
us
of
at
that
right now.
song, you
No,
nerd?
how the hell are you gonna come at me for actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf, and you're gonna drop some like B-grade Kingdom Hearts music like we're all supposed to know what the hell it is?
Simple and clean is
Oh.
the way that you make
Sounds like this sounds like an
feel.
advertisement for a cleaner. Like this sounds
I
like
can't believe you guys don't know that song.
Well, the
It's
problem
so
is that
good.
it's Andrew's ringtone, and we're never around him when he has his phone off silent.
I need to point out this is so everyone got their like Spotify lists back this past week, and Andrew won the award for like listening to no mainstream
most
music
anime bullshit.
because he only listens to anime soundtracks and video game remixes.
His Year of 2018 in review says, "You've listened to Simple and Clean 30,000 times.
It wasn't
We're
that
sending
much.
people to your house to check on you."
It was a non-zero amount.
so. Am I just to assume that this is the Escape the City of Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Oh,
all
that's
right,
good.
got it. Yeah,
It's
sorry, you
Escape
had to
from the
put this
City.
in terms
It's
of
Crush
Sonic,
40.
but now I understand.
Sure. It's Crush 40. All right. It's a J-pop banger. It's the soundtrack behind the trailer. It's the song that plays, the explosive song that plays in the end credits. It's the thing that gets everybody on board. When you hear that song, you think of Kingdom Hearts, right? When you think of Escape from the City, you think of Sonic Adventure 2 and glitchy games. So, what pop star are you going to bring in at an absolute premium cost to record the hit song that's going to play in our final credits?
Well, I see. I'm stuck here, because we've got Transformers, which obviously there can be no answer but metal, and then we've got Larry the Cable Guy in Cars, which begs for country. But lucky enough, I think that Five Finger Death Punch can probably pull off a pretty decent John Denver cover for me. Also, second option, if Ivan Moody says no, we're gonna go with Spiderbait, famous for their Black Betty cover.
Yeah.
And
it's such a good
very
cover.
amazing version of Ghost Riders in the Sky they did for the original Ghost Riders movie, which arguably is the best part of that movie, but I'm not here to make that debate.
We've all been there. Okay. All right. Kyle.
I mean, I've got no other option. It's the pop star of the film scoring world. We're bringing back Hans Zimmer for that classic Pirates dun 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 dun. And you're gonna have to wait the whole game to hear it until you get the Black Pearl, just to make
what a
getting the
tease.
Black Pearl that much cooler.
Some would call him the Taylor Swift of driving bass lines.
Yes, some would. Maybe not me.
Maybe just me that one time.
So I wanted to pick someone who's not really doing a lot nowadays. And so follow me here. The person who's going to sing the theme song to mine, whether it's just the trailer or the whole thing, is going to be Mariah Carey. And I'm going to tell you why, though.
I know why. I have a feeling I know why.
I don't know why.
Mariah Carey's going to do to a Halloween song what she did to Christmas songs.
she is.
Mariah Carey is, I would argue, one of the only persons to create an OG Christmas song that is a hit, that is a banger in the past 2 decades. And you know what? She hasn't been doing shit since she came up with that song. And now she's got all this time and money. If they're like, Mariah Carey, do that to Halloween, she'd be like, all right. And that's what you're gonna get.
There is a non-zero portion of our audience that is going to fight you to the death on your claims about Mariah Carey not doing anything for 2
Okay,
decades.
well, put that aside. But I still say she's going to do to Halloween what All I Want for Christmas Is You did to Christmas. And it's
Still
gonna
doing
be,
to Christmas.
yeah, she makes like 5 cents every time that song hits the radio, and she's just rolling in them nickels.
You just better hope that she doesn't do to Halloween what she did to New Year's Eve 2 years ago.
Oh,
Was it bad? I'm
was
guessing
real
it's
bad.
bad by the way
It
you
was
said
real
that.
bad. She just stopped. It was bad.
You know what? Doesn't matter. She still got paid, and she's still making them residuals.
Just getting them butts in them seats, baby. That's all it counts.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, who's your pop star?
Well, Ninja Turtles, I think their heyday was the 80s. So I'm gonna go not so much. I think people are gonna be impressed with the song that Sylvester Stallone sings. It's just gonna be good.
Pretty big left turn there, but I'm intrigued.
They're going to be, and then you made a Mad Lib. You're like, they're going to be something with this song. Impressed. We'll say impressed.
It's Sylvester Stallone backed up by Bruce Willis's blues band.
Oh yeah.
I think that's who writes your song.
See, I thought you were going a very different way, talking about the OG Turtles and gonna go like the Vanilla Ice route, where he did like the go ninja, go ninja, go.
I saw him in a concert about 2 years ago, and it was actually
On purpose?
No, I was at a fair and I was walking around. And I was like, "Oh, that's Vanilla Ice over there." And,
Holy cow!
next to the corn dog stand and the funnel cakes, there he is.
Yeah, he wasn't even booked. He was just like, "There's people here."
He found an empty stage and just did what
Yeah,
he does.
he stood up on a picnic table and started screaming.
Once the Tri-County like teen fashion show ended, he got his 5 minutes.
It was actually really good. I was really surprised.
Wow.
Oh, good on him.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, any Vanilla Ice fans out there will be rightly impressed.
Glad to hear.
Yeah.
Glad to
Not
hear
as
it.
good, not as good as Sylvester Stallone in my remake.
Sure. Very important distinction. All right, so I'm going to I'm gonna think about this as I consider how we do these microtransactions. So one last thing I want to ask you: give me your closing statement, summarize these arguments, tell me why your pitch is the one that we need to go with, and how it's gonna make us them sweet muns.
All right, here we go. See, here's what I like to call the long con, Andrew. This is how we make the money. This is it. This is it right here. See, the Transformers, they were a Marvel property in the 80s, but they currently fall under the Universal license umbrella, which means there is a Transformers ride and a whole section of Transformers at Universal Studios Florida.
I like where you're going with this.
It's 2018 and the world needs a little unity, baby. If Disney and Universal combine into one game, they may not only create world peace, but they will also forge a new theme park ticket, one which allows you to enter both Disney World and Universal Studios Florida with one ticket for the low price of $3,000 per. Yay, capitalism.
Ooh.
You say that Avengers 4 is the most daring crossover of all time. I say nay. Cars and Transformers, Universal and Disney. Step
good.
3 profit.
Matt wants to bring us one step closer to that glorious Disney monopoly over all media.
That picture that is not so ironic anymore of Mickey with the Infinity Gauntlet and all the gems are the properties they're collecting.
It's a little too real now.
I like your idea that these two franchises, Cars and Transformers, are the cornerstones of these media empires. With them, all of the other houses will fall like a house of cards.
Truly. I mean, there is no other device that you can use for product placement quite the way that you could use NASCAR. And so if we take Disney's version of NASCAR, we take Universal Studios, and then we product placement the shit out of that, we're going to make so much money.
Oh, I mean, the Michael Bay Transformer movies were just 2-hour-long car commercials, so you're good there, too.
It's true. I didn't want a Camaro, but then I did.
Okay.
Good.
All right, Kyle.
So, Andrew, if there's 3 things I know sell like hotcakes, which apparently hotcakes are the metric by which we measure how things sell. It is open world games, pirates, and Disney. So we're gonna get all that chocolate into all that peanut butter and just make the next best like high fantasy adventure franchise. We're talking the next Skyrim, the next Fallout. I need to think of something that's not a Bethesda property for this third one. But
Breath of
go
the
with Oblivion.
Wild.
pirates finding cool magical treasure and doing cool magical things on the high seas is always a winning formula. And we're gonna pack this game to the gills with microtransactions and cash out.
All right. I see them dollar signs. Todd, what about you?
So this matchup just makes sense. I mean, you think about it, you're taking the one thing that scared the poop out of you when you were 8, along with the other thing that also scared the poop out of you when you were 8. So, furthermore, to get another layer into this, the nightmares contained in the Silent Hill series are always tied to the psyche of the main character or characters. What comes to light in this AAA title is that Buck never had a strong relationship with Bo, and that the demons that come to light are all symbolistic of their faltering relationship. His son's desire to get away from his father by living with his mother. Buck's lack of attention to his son because he spends too much time greenlighting construction projects that are destroying our luscious forests, and how only when things are most dire does Buck realize that he has utterly failed as a father.
Wait, I need to stop.
Nope, gotta keep going. Not done.
No, this is turning into a Hallmark movie. This is the wrong direction.
No, let me finish.
If I hear and he learns about the spirit of Christmas, that's it. I'm cutting you off.
No. What I do have for you is faltering relationships, broken families, and the sultry voice of Oogie Boogie all collide in this AAA game coming to you in winter 2020. Now you know the full game. You got the third act turn.
I don't like what you said, but I don't like the things that you said, but I respect the way that you said them.
Wait. Did you not like the sultry voice of the Oogie Boogie Man?
I do like that.
It's rich and baritone-y.
Okay.
And he's not trying to kill you in this one.
Let's save Todd and move on. Let's help Todd out and move on.
All right. Let me marinate on that. Alex, summarize your statements for us.
So what am I trying to answer here?
Well,
you're trying one more time to convince Andrew.
You could probably just not turn me off, and I'd probably be sold on your pitch right now.
So the question is why should mine win over all other pitches?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why am I going to pick you?
Okay. Well, I want to say that I gave this answer more thought than all others, and my answer is that I don't think I should win.
He's going the humble brag route. I like it.
He fits right in.
I want to see drunk Johnny Depp make some things happen. And I got sober Johnny Depp. That no one wants to see that.
What Alex is trying to say is that he tries too hard.
Yeah.
He loves too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can work your magic out as a DLC episode.
Sure.
We can do an episodic thing. All right. So the last thing we do here before we go to the decision is we just go around and share some good vibes. What'd you like about everyone else's arguments? What made you laugh? Why do you love Simple and Clean so much? Whatever you want to talk about. In the meantime, I'm going to crunch the numbers and come to a decision, figure out what's going to make us the most net revenue as our clone Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give some good vibes. Kyle, I really like your idea. I like pirates, and I like putting assassins with pirates. That sounds like a good time to me. I didn't play Black Flag. However, Henry Rollins is one of my favorite people, and I like Black Flag as a musical group, so I assumed that the game was good.
There
It's
it
probably
is.
the same thing.
That was the musical tie-in I should have gone for.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that you didn't, and in that way, I'm a little disappointed, but these are the good vibes. So, Todd, also, you took two of my favorite things and put them together, and somehow made me hate it. But you know what? It was a good idea. I don't know. I'm really caught up on the diner run by Pyramid Head and Machete, and of all the things we've talked about today, that's the thing I want the most. With the exception though of Alex's little it's like a West Side Story. It's like the Jets and the Sharks, East Coast versus West Coast, but instead of like Biggie and Tupac, it's the Stoner Turtle of Crush and the Stoner Turtle of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's like an East Coast West Coast Stoner Turtle battle thing, and I'm into that. The more ridiculous it gets, the better it gets, and I love it. And sober Johnny Depp is an interesting concept. It's like what he would have become if Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas didn't happen, which would probably be careerless, but he would probably be
not
sober.
an actor.
Yeah.
I think the thing that made me laugh most was the idea of a Mater transforming into Larry the Cable Guy.
That's just some solid imagery. I want to see it on the big screen now.
Yeah, I think Pixar's listening to this and they're like rewriting Cars right now. They're rewriting Cars 7.
Cars 7. The matering.
Yeah, Matt, I really liked the embodiment of Larry the Cable Guy as a transformer. I think the Cars and Transformers as a mashup it's a very good chocolate and peanut butter combination again. Todd, again, I want a whole like bottle episode that is just Pyramid Head and Danny Trejo like figuring out how to run a diner in this bleak, deserted like upper eastern town that is also haunted by the embodiments of Halloween and our psychological nightmares. And Alex, Ninja Turtles are a Nickelodeon property now, so you got a nice like Nickelodeon Disney mashup that just makes my 8-year-old heart soar. And that's the game I really want, is like Nickelodeon versus Disney, the adventure game. I think that's what we need to take away from what you brought today.
Well, and when I looked at these things, Cars and Transformers is a really good Grand Slam, and not just because it makes sense, but for two other reasons. I think one, both of the people that financially back those properties would say yes, shake hands, and then start counting the money before it rolls in.
Oh,
and
the merchandise. Merchandise.
And then two, again, to bring up the Mater, Larry the Cable Guy as a Transformer. I've now been reimagining all the previews of the Bumblebee movie, but Larry the Cable Guy as Mater. Like, Mater is the last hope. Mater is the only person that can stop the Decepticons. Mater is the one. Like, I've in my head, I'm just rolling through that, and I'm like, no, this is the movie that I would actually go see. Assassin's Creed and Pirates of the Caribbean, again, like, who wouldn't want to see that happen? I think Black Flag was probably a pretty good game. I didn't play it. But you've got all the pieces of the puzzle that like make this work well. And plus, as soon as the internet would get wind of the fact that you get to become the captain of the Black Pearl, like people would go out and buy it, and they'd be like super, super into that. And the thought of it being open world and like all the pirate battles, that's kind of the things that drew me to play Sea of Thieves. And so you're just taking the good stuff of Sea of Thieves and adding like even better properties to it. And Alex, your Zipper Pants fever dream really gave me a lot to think about. I love the concept of kind of some of the things that Matt had said. I want Crush to also become a Ninja Turtle, but he's just way too busy like getting baked and eating all the pizza, and like freaking out that he has fingers now. Like that is what he does for a whole 10 minutes, just like talking about all the stuff he can do now with the with opposable thumbs. And so, that was
the scene I'm seeing is Crush and Michelangelo like eating a pizza together while all this like mayhem goes on in the background behind them.
I think that's right.
All right. Thanks everyone. So I'm back. I'm gonna give out my final decision now. Y'all brought a lot to the table. A lot of things to the table. A lot of zippers definitely are at this table. A lot more zippers than I thought I'd be seeing today, but that's okay.
Not no zippers. But but a lot more than we anticipated.
You always budget for a few zippers.
I knew I would be seeing a few, but this was definitely much more than I thought. So let's start with Kyle. Kyle, Assassin's Crad.
Assassin's Crad.
Assassin's Chad. He's a chill bro. Assassin's Creed / Pirates of the Caribbean is a very interesting concept. I like it in theory, but I think it might be a little too high concept. It sounds like a lot of dev work, and it's just not something I'm willing to finance right now. I'm sorry to say. We might not want to have another Bethesda situation on our hands.
Boy.
I'll take it to Red and see what they say.
Todd, you had me. You had me until
was it at the diner? Was the diner that did it for you?
No, the diner's what basically sealed the deal. You had me until you basically revealed that you're just remaking Michael Keaton's Jack Frost.
No joke. If you look at the overall plot of like the original Silent Hill, and you take those pieces out of Jack Frost, or
it's not unsimilar.
I basically gave you the original like Silent Hill game with Halloween like forced into it, and you didn't ask for it.
Well, I'm still not asking for it. So that leaves us with Alex and Matt. Now, Alex, you didn't win, but I like a lot of the things that you brought from the table. So I'm going to steal some of these ideas. Specifically, I want to do this Ninja Turtles DLC. I think that's really important to broaden the universe of our core game here, and I think getting in that maybe as a post-credits sober Johnny Depp, like picking up his kids or something, kind of like that. I think we can definitely
Paying his rent on
that.
time.
I'm just happy to be included in the final product. That's
Oh, well, much appreciated. Your contribution is much appreciated. Your check's in the mail.
great.
So that leaves us with Matt.
Yeah, Larry the Transformer guy for the win.
Matt,
Jesus.
you made a Transformers today.
Yeah.
You just made Transformers.
I'm so happy.
Like we can just take this and run with it.
I know.
Probably better.
I, in a sense, min-max Transformers because the only way to improve it is with Larry the Cable Guy.
you bump the intelligence down to 0 and you bump the charisma up to 30.
Hell yeah, I did.
And you don't know what that means. Here are the things that I really connect with. One, big business and acquisitions. I also like the monopoly aspect where we can just kind of get all these different franchises under one safe haven umbrella. And at the end of the day, everyone knows that big budget franchises don't really make money in the US, they make money overseas. And who better to really just make money for us overseas than Larry the Cable Guy as a giant fighting robot.
I cannot think of a better ambassador. You know, honestly, if you were to put Larry Cable Guy on the shorelines during Pacific Rim, I think the United States wins.
Indeed it does. All right, well, on that very sobering note, thanks everybody for listening to Debate This. You can follow along with the arguments on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at DebateThisCast. Check out our website at debatethiscast.com. If you like what you hear, please consider leaving us a review so more people can hear all of these dumb arguments. And Alex, why don't you tell everybody where they can hear you?
YouTube.com/It's Alex Clark.
All right, awesome. Well, until next time, I'm Andrew Henderson.
I'm Matt, Larry the Transformers guy, Cole.
I'm Kyle Shadow Clone Jutsu Harper.
I'm Todd Notice Me Senpai Thomas.
I'm Alex, who's currently on tour. It's alexclark.com. Clark.
Yeah, good pitch. Well done.
Nice. That was like it's a baby eats a boy. And we're saying thanks for debating with us. And if you think we're wrong, you can come fight us by the swing set, nerds.